Hello there, I'm David Kennedy McCulloch, author of the Wullie the Mahaar Gome series. These are scruffy, rude, bad-tempered mystery adventures for the young at heart, suitable for anybody aged 9 to 99. Now, these are big chapter books, and in fact, in total, there's already 4 of them with another one on the way. So I thought you might like to see how this story gets started. The basic premise is that there are 2 kids, teenagers, boy and a girl, living next to each other in a quiet neighbourhood in Seattle. And they're best friends, and all of a sudden their life gets taken over by mysterious rock creatures which are living among us and working magic and mischief on the human population. And we call those Gomes, not gnomes, Gomes. And Wullie, the hero in all those stories, is a Gome who hails from the tiny Scottish village of Mahaar. So Wullie the Mahaar Gome and his adventures. Now, in book 1, chapter 1, imagine a little boy, about 11 or 12, sitting in his upstairs bedroom, doing his homework on a wet winter night. But he doesn't know that somebody outside is watching him. Wullie the Mahaar Gome, Chapter 1, The Dark Watcher. The boy, sitting at his desk, was unaware that he was being watched. But 2 angry eyes were fixed on him, burning like red-hot coals in the damp night air. The Dark Watcher was growing impatient. The visitor should have been here by now. 3 hours of waiting in a cold car with a dull companion had not improved the Dark Watcher's mood. And the dull companion's constant moaning made things even worse. "I think I'm allergic to this awful, damp, cool, wet, cold, soaking, freezing weather. I hate it here. We turn on the heater, yes? No one will notice." The Dark Watcher gave a negative grunt. The Dutchman was always whining. He didn't deserve a response. Oh, come on. All my extremities is shrivelling up. I'm getting a cold in my chest. Or maybe I'm getting double pneumonia. Or triple pneumonia. I had a cousin once got triple pneumonia in Rotterdam. It came on so quick, he woke up one morning, he was dead. The Dark Watcher still gave no response. It would only encourage him. Rain started drumming quietly on the roof of the car before running off down the windows in slow, oily rivers. "Oh, now I can't see nothing. How are we supposed to watch the house if we can't see nothing? Let's put on the engine and run the heater and the windshield wipers. I like it when the windshield wipers are going. It's soothing. Reminds me of practicing my tuba when I was a boy. Mama would put on the metronome. Oompa, oompa, tick, tock, oompa, oompa, flip, flop." Like the windshield wipers. Yes, soothing. Let's put them on. Then we can see better, yes? There'll be no noise and no lights. I can see just fine, the Dark Watcher said. He should be here by now. What's keeping him? I wonder. The Dutchman felt an uncontrollable twitch starting in his nose. He was going to sneeze. The Dark Watcher grabbed the Dutchman's ear and pinched it hard. No noise, hissed the Dark Watcher. The unhappy Dutchman scrunched his head down all the way inside his overcoat before continuing. A muffled rocked the car. He emerged with slime over most of his face.
Oh, that is revolting. Now look what you made me do.
The Dark Watcher turned away in disgust. The car they had chosen was large, black and expensive, with tinted glass windows. It didn't stand out as unusual here in Magnolia neighbourhood in Seattle. There were plenty of large, black and expensive cars around here. Very few people were out and about tonight. They had been sitting here in Perkins Lane for almost 3 hours now and had only had 2 interruptions. A young couple had stumbled down the lane trying to walk, hug and kiss each other all at the same time. It was enough to make the Dark Watcher sick to his stomach. Pathetic, happy creatures, oblivious to the world. It was a miracle that they made it to the end of the lane without tripping up and falling over. A small man emerged from the darkness, pulled by a very large white bulldog. As the dog walked past, it lifted its leg up and peed on the front bumper of their car.
Why dogs do that, you think? Said the Dutchman. They marking their territory or something?
The Dark Watcher grunted. He didn't blame the dog. Its behaviour was an appropriate comment on how their night was going. The man and dog crossed the street and stopped at the house next door to where the boy sat at his desk. Despite the freezing wind and rain, the man was wearing a skin-tight vest, shorts and running shoes. He tied the dog's leash to the gate, dropped to the ground and did 20 push-ups on the wet sidewalk. He jumped back to his feet, did 30 jumping jacks before untying the dog and bounding up the stairs and into the house.
That man is mad, said the Dutchman. Plain crazy Looney Tunes bonkers, if you ask me.
I didn't ask you, said the Dark Watcher. Look lively. Here he is at last. A taxicab pulled up in front of the boy's house. A tall, gangly gentleman with a shock of wiry hair and a wild red beard exploded out of the taxi like a jack-in-the-box. He laughed and joked with the driver, who struggled to lift 2 enormous suitcases from the trunk. The tall, gangly gentleman slapped the taxi driver on the back, stuffed cash into his hand, picked up the cases with ease and climbed the stairs towards the boy's house. His cheerful whistling filled the night air until the door was opened and he disappeared inside.
Oh, that is good then. We can go home now, yes?
The Dark Watcher stared at the boy's house a while longer, then nodded at the Dutchman. They certainly were not going to get any more useful information by sitting here. And so, that's how the adventure begins. I wonder what's going on inside the house and who this gangly stranger is who's visiting the boy and going to interrupt his homework. Cheerio for now.